Hello, everyone. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Welcome to Critical Beauty. Tonight, I have a wonderful guest. Her name is Carolyn Dixon. She is the current Miss Florida USA 2023, and she will be competing in Miss USA 2023 to be held in Reno, Tahoe, Nevada on September 29th. So I feel so blessed to have her because I've been dying to get to know her, and I can't wait to chat with her. If you have any questions for Carolyn, please feel free to type them in the chat box below, and I'd be more than happy to read the questions back to her. So we're just waiting for Carolyn to enter the chat room, and I think I see her right now.
Hello.
Hey, girl.
I'm on my camera now. Hi. Oh my gosh, I love your background.
Yeah, do you like the banner, the pictures and everything? I
Fabulous.
I love this gown. Who's the designer for that gown? Do you know?
I actually don't know off the top of my head. That gown was loaned to me from Henry's for the day after my crowning photo shoot.
It's beautiful. It's really
Yeah.
wonderful. Yeah, I wanted to like cut out the background, but you know what? I think it's perfect because of the white background. It really brings you out to the forefront. So I really love it. And also your profile photo, honey. I love that whole makeup thing. It's just gorgeous.
Thank you. Oh my goodness.
Hair,
So
your
much.
lipstick, the shape of your eyebrows, your pose, honey. That could be on the cover of Vogue magazine right now.
Thank you. Oh my goodness.
Well, are you excited about Miss USA?
I am so excited. I mean, I think I speak for all of the girls who are competing when I say it's just a dream come true. I have been dreaming of this moment since I was truly a little girl watching the telecast with my mom. And to have been crowned Miss Florida USA on Mother's Day with my mom in the audience, it just feels like those dreams and the hard work and the years of experience, it's all come to fruition. So I'm really, really looking forward to Miss USA.
Well, you know what? I'm looking forward to because, as you know, Miss USA has a new owner
Yeah.
and a new president. Her name is Lila Rose. Um, she's actually a friend of mine.
Oh, put in a good word.
I was going to say that. I'm going to have to put in a good word for you, you know. But as you know, because I follow her, you know, on her social media, and I think she's traveling right now. She's on her way
Yes.
to Nevada, and
Yeah.
I follow her on Facebook. So I keep all her updates, you know, and everything. Oh, this is nice. Oh, this is kind of nice. So, Lila Rose, darling, if you need any help, like judging, maybe call me.
No, I'm very excited. I think, we had our first town hall with Layla and her team, her production team, and they seem like they are really putting in a shift right now to put on an amazing production and an amazing week for us ladies. I think she's truly a transformative leader, and we are going to see a lot of greatness come out of her leadership.
Oh my God, I'm crossing my fingers. I can't wait. I'm sure it's going to be amazing and extraordinary. And also the field of contestants this year, I think it's so competitive. I've never seen such a strong
It
field of
is.
contestants this year.
It
So I'm
is.
here deciding, somebody asked me, Rafa, who's your favorite Miss USA? You know what? I have no idea.
Oh my
I
gosh.
everybody could be a front runner. There could be a Pulitzer Prize. You know, the girls that you put on your top five list may not make it in the finals, and the girls you totally ignored may jump up to the top. I mean, you never know. You never know. You know, different year, different judges, etc. You know the routine. You know the work. So
Absolutely. And we have a new judging criteria. I know we've seen a lot of individuals talking about the fact that we have a 50% worth of, interview for our
oh,
score. I think that that is an amazing change. I personally love the interview process. I love the ability to express my thoughts and feelings on various issues and paint a picture of who I really am as an individual. I mean, 5 minutes is going to go by fast, but I love that that is emphasized in our score for Miss USA, because I do think that's very important for the next candidate who's selected to be Miss USA representing our country at Miss Universe. And being Miss USA throughout the year, you have to have those very strong communication skills and you have to be a good leader.
exactly. 100% agree. Well, I know a little bit about you because I follow you on social media. I know you're from Florida. That's basically what I know about where you come from. Actually, I was in Florida just this past weekend
I
covering. You
saw.
see it?
I saw.
So,
How was
yeah.
that pageant?
Where do you live?
I live in Palm Harbor, so I'm around the Tampa area, and I know
Oh,
you were
okay.
in Tampa, so you're not too far away from me.
Well, hopefully next year, or maybe if I could come to Miss USA in Reno, maybe we can see each other. So yeah, maybe next year. I know who knows. I love Florida. I really do. But let me tell you, girl, I cannot live there because it's so humid and it's just so hot.
I totally understand. I actually, right before this started, just stepped out to my car to grab my crown, just in case you wanted to see my crown.
Pretty
And my
ground.
hair already started frizzing. So even us girls who are born and raised in Florida still don't know how to deal with the humidity. We just live with it.
Well, tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you get interested in pageants? And all that lovely, wonderful stuff. Who is Carolyn Dixon?
Well, I'm 25 years old. I live in Palm Harbor, Florida. I'm a Juris Master graduate from Florida State University College of Law. I also received my Bachelor of Science degree in Communications and Digital Media Studies from FSU. So I'm a double Knoll. Go Knowles. I do part-time live in Tallahassee as well, though, because I am a senior legislative aide to a Florida state senator. So I find myself in Florida's capital quite often. Before I was a senior legislative aide, though, I was a first grade teacher. So I have a passion for children and building a better future for our future generations to come. How I got in pageantry, I always tell people I didn't find pageantry, pageantry found me. I was about 13 years old when I first started competing. I had a friend who had been competing at the time in local pageants and knew that I had gone through a very traumatic cyberbullying experience in middle school, which we all know middle school is a really hard phase of life because you're figuring out who you are as an individual, what your likes and interests are. You don't always have the best self-esteem, the best self-confidence. And so to have somebody say, really nasty things about you online doesn't necessarily help with that. So when I found out that I had a friend who was participating in pageantry and felt that it really helped boost her confidence and her self-esteem, I couldn't help but want to get involved. And I started competing at a local pageant, won my local pageant, went to a state pageant, won the state pageant, went to a national pageant, won the national pageant. And so this winning streak really is kind of what got me motivated to want to continue trying in pageantry. And I feel like the perspective for me has now shifted, though. I'm no longer competing for that validation and to have better self-esteem and better self-confidence. Now my purpose in pageantry is to inspire others and to help them with their self-esteem and their self-confidence journeys.
Well, as you know, being a pageant girl, it's not very easy to compete in pageants.
Yeah.
What were some of the challenges that you faced, before joining a pageant or while doing a pageant?
I think it's human nature when you're in a competitive environment and you're surrounded by such beautiful individuals to find yourself wanting to compare yourself to others. I have had to definitely take this as a learning experience throughout pageantry because, again, I did start my pageant journey in a not so great place, in a place where I didn't have the self-confidence to, say, I'm not going to look at the person next to me and compare who I am to who they are. So throughout the several years of pageantry, I have had to just learn that we're all queens at the end of the day. We all arrive at the pageant with crowns and we're all leaving with crowns, some of them invisible, some of them physical, sparkly hats. But it's no longer about comparison or competition. It's about compassion and collaboration.
I love that because, through the years, pageantry has evolved so much, from just being purely based on the physical aspects. And now it has evolved into also embracing one's intellectual, one's spiritual, psychological development. And I think that's great because today's pageantry should actually embrace all aspects of womanhood, and I think that's great, and I think Miss USA, Miss Universe, and all the other wonderful pageants, are exactly like that. So I'm very, very glad. Now, as a pageant queen and having competed in many pageants, you have made a lot of friends, right?
I have. I'm very fortunate to say I have a lot of friends in and outside of pageantry.
Now, your closest friends or even your family, how would they describe you in 3 words?
The first, I would have to say passionate. I am the type of person, I put 110% of myself into everything that I do. The very first time I started competing in Miss Florida USA, for example, I called up the current title holder at the time and said, what am I getting myself into? I mean, I know the odds of me winning my very first try are pretty slim, historically looking at it. Not very many people win on their first try unless you're the gorgeous Ashley Carino who won on her first try. But I remember calling Monique at the time and just saying, you know, what am I getting myself into? What are the expectations? What are the obligations of being a state title holder and competing at Miss USA? Because I am very passionate and everything I do, I pour myself into. The second word that I would say my friends would use to describe me would be empathetic. I'm extremely kind and empathetic towards others and their experiences because I understand we all come from all different walks of life. We all have different backgrounds, different stories, and you never know what another person is going through. So I think it's incredibly important to be empathetic every single day, no matter who it is you're speaking to or interacting with. And then the last word, I would say resilient. I have had a lot of different obstacles thrown at me throughout my entire life. Some you and I just spoke about at the very beginning of my pageant journey. And I have had to show resilience throughout all of those different challenges and obstacles and overcome them. And I'm very fortunate to be in the position I am in today because of that resiliency and that strength to overcome those things.
PER, passionate, empathetic, resilient. 3 amazing qualities that a Miss USA should have. So,
Thank
Lila, darling, if you're watching the show, please consider my girl, Miss Florida USA.
you.
Now, you're from Florida. Floridians are very fun people. They love to enjoy life. What do you like to do for fun?
I love going to the beach. I live about 15 minutes away from Honeymoon Island, which is actually the beach I got engaged on too.
Woo, congratulations. I saw that picture, by the way. I saw those pictures. This one cute.
Thank
You
you.
guys make a cute couple.
Oh, thank you. He's my high school sweetheart. We've been together for a very long time, and he has been there from the very beginning of my pageant journey to now. So very exciting for him as well. But I do love to go to the beach. I love to cook and bake. I'm left-handed, and they always say statistically that left-handed people are more creative individuals. So I love pouring into various creative outlets. I love painting and drawing and writing, and I love reading. My onstage question at Miss Florida USA was about my favorite book that has left the greatest impact on me. And I loved having that question because I really am an avid reader. But I also love reading up on the news. I love being involved in politics, obviously being a senior legislative aide. And I love having the knowledge of what's going on in our world and how maybe someday later on, if I decide to run for office or be a government consultant, I'll know how I can positively impact those around me too.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. I think it is so important for a beauty queen these days to be aware of the current events, because if you people will always ask you for your opinion about a specific issue, especially if it involves very controversial and very hard issues. And
Absolutely.
I think to me, the ideal beauty queen is someone who is ready to not to give an opinion on basically everything, from the simplest issues to the most complex issues. So that's great. I'm so happy. I'm so happy for you. Now, Carolyn, you know what? I have an imaginary box in my hand. What do you wish for this box to contain, baby? Imagine.
Well, I wouldn't be a pageant girl if I didn't say world peace, but that's not a tangible object, so I can't say that.
Okay.
I would have to say a boarding pass, an airline boarding pass with unlimited flights. I am the type of person, I love to travel. I've been traveling since a very young age. I was very fortunate to have a family that felt it was important for me to be very worldly and engaging with other cultures. So I've been traveling from, gosh, maybe since I was 5 or 6 years old. And I have an entire travel bucket list. I am a Disney girl. I love going to the theme parks, having grown up in Florida and being close by Orlando. And at the very top of my bucket list is to go to all the Disney theme parks around the world. So if you had in a box an airline ticket with unlimited flights, I am checking that first thing off my bucket list, and I'm going to all the Disney theme parks around the world.
All right, so let me guess. So there's Disneyland in Paris.
Yes.
There's Disneyland in Tokyo, I think, in Japan.
Yes.
Where else? Those are the only two international Disney.
There's one in Shanghai.
Oh, okay.
There's the California Disneyland, which I've never been to. So that is the next one that I want to go to. And then they also have a resort in Hawaii, which I am hoping that I get to go to for maybe my honeymoon next year. Who knows?
You never know. You never know. What is your philosophy in life? How do
My
you deal with
philosophy in life? I have to say, I'm taking it back to a Disney movie.
Okay.
Have courage and be kind. It's from the live action Cinderella movie a few years ago. I really resonated with that quote the very first time I heard it, and I feel like it has become my life's motto and philosophy. I think that it's very important for you to have courage to stand up for yourself, to stand up for others who maybe are afraid or don't have the comfort to stand up for themselves. You also have to have courage to step outside of your comfort zone and do things that you aren't necessarily comfortable with. And then have kindness, be a kind person, have that empathy. I think at the end of the day, we all just need to be good people, and dealing with state government and dealing with politics, that is something that I try every single day to work very hard at, is just have that empathy and that kindness, because that goes a really long way. And again, you never know what another person is going through.
I totally agree. Kindness will take you so far.
Absolutely.
Because, it's funny because, when you travel, when I travel, in my case, especially, when you fly a plane, when you take a plane, you never expect what's going to happen, especially, as far as behavior with certain passengers. I mean, luckily, all of my 4 flights went smoothly. I did not see any strange, passenger, no babies crying, or no young kid behind my back, kicking the back of my seat. None of that stuff, But sometimes I lose patience. I'm a very impatient person, and one little flaw in anything, I get crazy. I get erratic.
Fair though, that's what makes you human. I think we all struggle with patience at times, but again, you just have to remember, be kind. Try to be kind.
But you know what? Kindness has limitations, because you don't want people to take advantage of you, right?
That is fair. I think, you have to be kind, but you also have to have a backbone sometimes.
Exactly. Would you consider yourself a foodie?
Yes and no. I would say during pageant season, no, I try not to be. But when I'm not in pageant prep mode, absolutely. Again, I love to cook. I love to bake. So I love being experimental in the kitchen. I also love finding various coffee shops and restaurants in the area and outside of my area that I can go and explore. So yes and no.
If you could eat only one food for the rest of your life, Carolyn, what would it be?
Growing up, my caretaker, because both of my parents worked, my nanny, she always told me that I would turn into a noodle because I ate too many ramen noodles as a child. I ate it for like breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single day. And I guess that makes me an affordable date, because ramen noodles are not very expensive.
No, they're not.
But I would probably eat ramen noodles for the rest of my life.
Some ramen noodles have very large sodium content.
They do. So I can't eat it when I'm prepping for a pageant.
Yes. Just drink plenty of water to wash away.
Gotta flush it out.
Some of that sodium. Now, if you could meet one person, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
It's pretty easy for me. If you've been on my social media, you know I'm a big Swiftie. I would have to meet Taylor Swift. I just recently went to her Eras tour twice. I saw her in Tampa and in Nashville. But outside of her music, I think she's just a wonderful role model. Even if you don't love her style of music, I think it's really hard to argue that she's not, because she has shown time and time again that she's a very strong female role model. She has worked tirelessly when her music was stolen from her to buy back her power, essentially, by re-recording all of her music. She is also a very kind person. She recently gave all of her truck drivers and staff members a raise and a handwritten note, which I am a handwritten note kind of person. If you're going to go out of your way to do something kind for me, I will always take the time to properly thank you for that. So I think she is just an all-around wonderful person, and I would love to sit down and talk with her about some of the obstacles she's had to overcome and how she's overcome those.
That's amazing. I think her last concert so far is I believe it's in New Jersey. She's in New Jersey right now.
I
And
think she just started her international tour today, actually.
oh, okay. But I think a few days ago she had a concert in New Jersey, and there were the police could not even control the crowd because it was so huge.
Yes, I did see. I can't remember which venue it was, but there was so much crowd activity that it registered almost as an earthquake. She has definitely gotten a very, wide audience, a lot of praise within the last year or so. And she's very deserving of it. She's proven that time and time again.
She is. She's totally amazing. I have a couple of her albums actually. I love Endgame. I want to be an Endgame.
Yes.
I love that song.
I have to say, she's a very talented songwriter. Again, even if you don't love the genre of music, I think just listening to the lyrics and the message that's behind the lyrics, it's very inspiring for sure.
And she's also very beautiful.
Yes.
She's tall. She's like a Barbie, like you.
Thank you.
Oh, speaking of Barbie, did you watch Barbie the movie?
Of course I did. I went and watched it during one of the early screening nights, and it was such a phenomenal movie. I love Margot Robbie. I love everything that the movie stood for, the message behind it. I loved the diversity because, of course, when you think Barbie, you instantly think of the stereotypical blonde, but to see the diversity, not just in the physical looks and appearances of the various Barbies, but in their careers, their aspirations, their goals and hobbies, I thought that was just so incredibly empowering for women and so inspiring to watch.
I thought so too. I was very hesitant watching it because I've read a lot of negative reviews, but you know what? I have an open mind. I didn't let all these people's opinions, influence my own personal opinions. I just went ahead and watched it, and I loved it because I used to play with Barbie dolls when I was a boy,
Yes.
and I used to dress them up. I even designed little Barbie clothes and stuff. It was one of my favorite toys, and to see a theater filled with mothers bringing their daughters or even their young sons with them, I think it's a wonderful feeling. It's a wonderful, incredible
Well, I have to admit, I was not a Barbie girl growing up.
You're not? Were you a Bratz girl?
No, I wasn't. I actually played with Hot Wheels. I played with
did.
cars. Yeah.
You're a tomboy.
I guess so as a kid, but growing up, I ended up loving Barbies the older I got. But when I was younger, I definitely played with the toy cars.
Okay, that's great. Me too. I played with GI Joes and also fire trucks and battery operated airplanes and Lego building blocks. I love Lego.
Yes.
Yes. Although I don't remember if I had a Ken doll. Let me think.
I did not have a Ken doll.
No, not at all. Not at all. We have a comment from our viewer, Eileen Serkiara. Carolyn is beautiful inside and out. So proud she is representing the Sunshine State at this year's Miss USA. Go, Caroline! Woohoo!
Thank you, Eileen.
Here's an interesting question. What is your take on cosmetic surgery? Do you think pageant girls who submit themselves to cosmetic surgery have a better chance of winning a pageant?
I'll answer the second part of that question first. I don't feel that it necessarily increases a woman's chance of winning unless we're looking at it from the perspective of she feels more confident and therefore performs better. Then maybe sure, it does increase her chance of winning in that regard. But back to how I feel about cosmetic surgery as a whole, I think it's an individual's choice. Of course, I think we're all beautifully and wonderfully made just the way we are, but we do all have insecurities sometimes. And again, that's just what makes us human. And if there's a safe way of going about altering where a woman is going to feel more confident and therefore have better mental health from having that surgery, then who am I to stop her? I think it's her choice.
So all about you is natural, right? It's a joke. You don't have to answer.
I plead the fifth. No.
Fine, go. Great. When you're having a bad day, what do you do to make yourself better?
I have a very great support system. I rely very heavily on my friends and family to surround me with love when I'm experiencing a very difficult time. I also wear my heart on my sleeve. So my friends and family know when I'm having a really bad day, and they're always very quick to jump on it and respond and make sure that I'm feeling uplifted, loved, and supportive. But I also rely very heavily on my fur babies, my cats.
Aw.
I am a big animal lover, which I know you are too. I have 2 rescue cats. One I just rescued this past Christmas. And so I love to get a little fur baby therapy whenever I'm having a really bad day. And of course, snuggle up with them, watch a movie, read a good book, anything that I can do to just take my mind off of the reality of the situation for a little bit.
Nothing beats fur babies if you're looking for comfort,
Yes.
okay, and compassion and kindness and unconditional love. Get a fur baby from a shelter, okay?
100% agree.
Totally. Of course, as a beauty queen, you always have to have makeup. Name 3 makeup products that you cannot do without. You must always have these 3 products.
Ooh, that's challenging because I love makeup. I have a very extensive makeup collection, but surprisingly, on a normal day, I actually don't wear this for makeup. I try to embrace my inner Floridian and go makeup-less out in the sun. So first thing I would have to say is a good SPF. You've got to have a great SPF if you're living in Florida and underneath those UV rays all the time. The next thing I would say is a good lip balm. I like to make sure that I maintain the moisture in my lips. And then last thing, I would say some powder because sometimes I do get a little glowy when I'm in the sun. So sometimes I need to combat that, especially if I'm out taking videos or photos because I don't want to have the reflective flashback.
That's wonderful. You know what? I myself, I'm actually wearing foundation right now because I have a very oily forehead. It's, the T-zone.
Mm-hmm.
T-zone is very oily, so I had to apply some powder. So to look much
You look
better for the
flawless.
whole world to see.
You look flawless, of course.
Great. Now, here's a serious question. Carolyn, do you think it's possible to live a normal life and not ever tell a lie?
This is a great question. And I say that because I don't think there is a single person out there who could ever say 100% confidence they have never told a lie. I think it's human at times. We have flaws, and there are times when we find ourselves in difficult situations and we unfortunately lie. I believe in redemption, obviously. So I think that we have a chance to redeem ourselves if we ever find ourselves in one of those difficult situations. But I am one of those people. I believe, especially in my adult life, that honesty is the best policy. I would rather not say anything at all than to tell a lie. So I do try every single day and strive to be a very honest and transparent person with every single person I'm interacting with.
That's great. But you know what? A little white light here and there wouldn't hurt, would it? No, once in a while.
No. And I mean, at the end of the day, I think it goes back to kindness too. You know, those white lies, sometimes we tell them for the sole purpose of being kind and trying to uplift somebody else. And that doesn't necessarily make us a bad person or a liar per se, but we're just trying to be uplifting and empowering for other individuals.
Exactly. Totally agree. Now, I know Miss USA does not have a talent competition, but should they have one this year, what is your talents going to be? Or do you have any talents?
Well, I was a competitive dancer for 9 years. Not very many people know that about me, mainly because I stopped when I was 12. Right before I picked up pageantry, I stopped competitive dancing. But I also was a competitive diver in high school. I just randomly picked that up out of nowhere. I joined the swim team mostly for the social aspect. I had a lot of friends who were on the team, and I wanted the chance to hang out with them more and meet more individuals in my high school because I transferred high schools midway through. And my very first day at practice, I asked the coach, I saw some individuals jumping off the diving board, and I said, "That looks fun. Can I try that?" And they're like, "Are you sure you want to do that?" And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, like I've never even done a flip on ground before, but surely I can do one into a pool." So I went and I tried it out. I ended up placing second in our district meet my senior year. So I always say that's a hidden talent of mine too, is I can flip off a diving board when I need to.
I can just imagine the whole scenario. Should you do the diving routine thing in Miss USA, they would have to build a special diving board just for you, right? And a
They
pool
would.
even,
Or
wow.
maybe we could do a dive into like a sponge box so we don't even have water on stage. Who
That
knows?
would be, that would be,
It
oh,
would
wonderful.
definitely be a first.
Well, not only that, but I think it's going to be the highlight of the whole competition, I think.
Maybe so.
Yeah, let's suggest that to Layla. Now, uh, who are three people that you admire?
Well, we know Taylor Swift, so I'm not going to include
All
her.
right, so okay, fine. So three more.
First, I would say Selena Gomez. I recently watched her documentary called My Mind and Me, where she was very open and transparent about some of the struggles she's had with her mental health. And unfortunately, as much progress as we have done to destigmatize mental health, I still feel that there is a negative stigma associated with the subject of mental health at times. So I think it's very admirable for somebody like her who has that kind of platform and fame to very openly and transparently talk about some of the issues she's faced. The second person I would have to say is Nia Sanchez. She is one of my all-time favorite Miss USAs. I met her when she was judging a pageant a few years back, and I was on staff. And she is, I have to say, exactly the way she presents herself on social media. She is a very authentic, genuine, down-to-earth human being. She is just all around incredible. And I think we all saw during her reign as Miss USA that she just has a golden heart and is a ray of sunshine. So I definitely admire Nia. And then lastly, I'm going to have to go with my mom. So my mom is a nuclear engineer. She works in a very male dominated field. And growing up, she was the breadwinner of my family. So I grew up in a family dynamic where I had a very strong female role model in my mother. And for me, that has been very empowering and inspiring to, chase after my dreams, never let a man get in the way, and to own my power and to take up space when needed. And now I work obviously in a very male dominated field too. So I've been able to use a lot of the lessons that I've learned from her throughout life in many of the aspects of mine.
I've never met Selena Gomez. Obviously, I've never met your mom, but I've met Nia Sanchez. I took a selfie with her, I think, during Miss Grand International when it took place in Las Vegas in 2016. I mean, she's just, look, everything that you said is true. I mean, I felt her kind energy right away when I met her, and she's just so adorable. She's just so sweet.
Yes. And I have to say, one of the, most important things that I noticed throughout her reign as Miss USA too is she's a very accessible Miss USA. And I think
Yes.
that's a very admirable quality to have in a title holder, because it's very easy when you get up on that platform to think you're all high and mighty now. You've got the big shiny crown. But she was just a very humble, down to earth individual who was very accessible to all of her fans. If you commented on a photo of hers, she was pretty much always going to like and respond to your comment and show gratitude and say thank you to you. And that's exactly, the kind of Miss USA I would really like to be. She is definitely the gold standard for a lot of us.
So Nia Sanchez, if you're watching, we love you. Caroline, I love you.
Yes,
Okay.
definitely love you, Nia.
Yes. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous girl. Now, this is a sort of like a pageant patty question.
Okay, I'm ready.
I like it anyway. What advice would you give your 13-year-old self?
When I was 13, I was starting out in pageantry. And again, that was the time where I was at my lowest and I felt like I didn't have a lot of self-confidence. So I would tell myself, don't take yourself too seriously. Don't compare yourself to the other individuals around you, and enjoy life, have fun, and be present in the moment. I think it's very easy, especially this day and age when we're all attached to our technology, our phones, our computers, social media, to get caught up in everything that's happening online and not necessarily be present and enjoy the things that are happening in real time in front of you. So I would tell my 13-year-old self, don't take life too seriously. Enjoy the time and just be present with those who are around you.
That's a wonderful, great advice. Totally, totally agree. Well, you know what? If I was 13, I probably did. Rafa, I think you should continue watching pageants so you can learn more.
Yes, absolutely.
Learn to be passionate, empathetic, and resilient, just like Caroline. Okay.
You are.
Comment from Frank Cloud. Caroline is very pretty. She can be the first Miss Florida USA to win Miss USA.
Oh, thank you. I
Crossing
certainly
our
hope so.
fingers.
That's the goal.
That's the goal. That's the goal, is to focus, Now, we all have fears. We all have phobias. Do you have any?
Don't love spiders.
Everybody hates spiders. I don't understand. They're so beneficial.
I know. I can't get over it. I don't love them. I would rather deal with sharks and snakes than spiders. It doesn't make any sense. But I guess that's my biggest phobia, is a spider.
All right. So if I bribed you $10,000, would you put your hand in a jar full of spiders for like 5 minutes just to get over your fear?
I mean, sure. Yeah.
See, money is a good incentive, huh?
It is, definitely.
There you go.
Can't argue with that.
It's a deal. Now, here's a fun question. What would you do, let's say, if you were invisible for one day? What would you do? You could do many things.
Oh gosh, there are so many things I would love to do if I was invisible, but honestly, at the top of that list would have to be watch my cats. I'm so curious what they do when I'm not around. I feel like it's almost like an episode or a movie of Toy Story. I feel like they have their own separate lives when I'm not here. So I would love to be invisible and watch my cats and see what they do during the day.
That's great. What about walking into the judges' room during Miss USA and checking out their scores without them knowing? You're the only person that can see.
I mean, I could do that, but I also, when I'm competing in a pageant, just like to stay in my zone.
Wonderful. Great. Last question, Caroline. Why should you be Miss USA 2023?
I believe that we have seen a cultural shift in pageantry as a whole within the last few years, and specifically the Miss Universe and Miss USA organizations, especially with the recent leadership change that we talked about in Miss USA. We've gone from that confidently beautiful slogan to now beautifully confident. And I feel what that means for me and for all of us women who are participating in Miss USA is that they are looking for a transformational leader. They are looking for a woman who is multidimensional, who knows her worth, her purpose, her passion. She knows what she brings to the table. And I confidently feel that I meet all of those qualifications. The many experiences in my life that you and I have now discussed in this live interview, from the time that I was very severely cyberbullied in middle school to now being a senior legislative aide for a state senator. These are experiences that would be very valuable to the next Miss USA. I also have many of the qualities and characteristics that I feel would make a really great leader, that transformational leader, and a great Miss USA and potentially Miss Universe someday. Maybe you can never think too big. You got to shoot for the stars. But I am that kind, empathetic, strong, courageous, resilient, determined, hardworking individual. I have excellent time management skills, excellent organization. I have worked really hard and tirelessly as Miss Florida USA to market myself, my own brand, as well as Miss Florida USA and the Miss USA organization. I've found sponsors. So it's all those experiences, all those qualities and characteristics that I feel make me an excellent candidate for Miss USA. And it would just be the honor of my lifetime to have that role and to represent this country at Miss Universe.
Bravo! Love it, love it, love it, love it. Not only there is a lot of substance and depth in your response, but I felt your genuineness. You're very genuine, you're very sincere, and you're just very, very warm inside and out. And I think that is so important for a Miss USA, you know, someone who can relate with the general public, someone who, as you said, is a strong transformational leader. It's all about transforming people's lives, impacting them in a good and positive way. And I think you have it all. You know, this is like Miss USA in the total package right here, people.
Oh,
okay, vote for her.
I really appreciate that.
Yes, yeah, force for good. Okay, Miss Florida USA also has an amazing force for good. So, okay, enough of these stupid questions. That was just a test, Caroline.
Hey, it was so fun though.
Wonderful. Let's play some games. Okay, let's make this interview more fun. You know, more fun. Let's play game number 1, which is called this or that. I'm going to give you 2 things, and you tell me exactly what you prefer. Simple as that. Okay.
Hey, I'm ready.
Fried rice or steamed rice, baby?
I'm a fried rice girly.
All right. Tap water or mineral water?
Oh gosh, I hope I don't get canceled for this. I like tap water. I have so many friends who hate on me for drinking tap water, but I grew up in an area where we had really clean tap water, fortunately. So I just got used to drinking tap water. I don't know.
Well, as long as you trust the water department in your town.
There you go. Sense, right? I mean, I guess if I'm in a busier city that maybe doesn't have access to as clean of water, then maybe I would feel differently in my answer. But for now, I'm going to sit here and enjoy my tap water.
I'm drinking tap water too right now with ice, see?
There you go.
Hey, it's the best. Tap water is the best. Plus it's free. Well, it's almost
exactly
free. It's free. Okay, bikini or one piece?
I think bikini. If you've got it, flaunt it. And as far as I'm concerned, everybody's got it. Everybody's a bikini body.
Agree. Coconut juice or lemon juice?
Lemon juice.
Lemon juice. Do you put lemon juice when you drink water sometimes? Because I do.
I do. I will be honest, I am not very good at drinking water when I do drink my tap water. So sometimes I have to put a little lemon juice in there to convince myself that I need to drink it.
Treadmill or free weights?
Treadmill. I love putting on a good power playlist and strutting on the treadmill.
Singing lessons or dance lessons?
I've done the dancing, so you know what? I'll pick singing this time. I could definitely use some help in that department.
Money or love, baby?
I gotta go for love.
Aww. Are you sure you don't need any money? Because it could surely help you, when you travel to Nevada.
I've always been told worry about the love and the money will come later. So that's kind of my motto.
Okay, I like that. I like that. Ooh, guess who's watching? I think your mom, Phyllis.
Oh, hey,
Dixon.
mom.
We are so proud of Caroline. Big heart, big heart. Thank you, Phyllis. Hi, mom.
Now you've met my mom.
I met your mom. Hopefully, if I get a chance to go to Nevada, I'll meet her as well. Now, game number two. Tell me your favorites. What's your favorite non-alcoholic drink?
I love Diet Coke, and I get a lot of hate from a lot of people who tell me that
Why?
because a lot of people say that Diet Coke is worse for you than regular Coke, but I can't help it. I just love the taste.
Well,
So,
you know what? Me too. Me too, because I think all these diet drinks have aspartame, and aspartame is not supposed to be good for you. But I drink Diet Coke like once a month. You know, if you
yep,
drink it every day, then it's wrong. But once a month, maybe twice a month, tops, go for it. What
exactly.
is your favorite color?
My favorite color is red. That is my power color, just like that red lip I'm wearing in that picture. That is just the color that when I put it on, I feel most confident. I feel like the girl on fire.
And red is also the color of passion, right?
Yes, it is. Color of passion and love.
Everything good. Now, what is your favorite flower?
I love sunflowers.
Sunflower. Oh my God, me too. I love sunflowers, my favorite.
I feel like not very many people say that that's their favorite flower, but
You know
that
what?
is why
You know
you're
what?
just a ball of sunshine.
Not only that, but when I feel depressed, like sometimes all I need to do is go look into a big sunflower because they
Yeah.
always smile. It always makes me smile because I always follow the sun, and it really brightens my day every time I see a sunflower. The bigger, the better. And also you can eat the sunflower seeds. So
Yes,
it's healthy, it's good
exactly.
for you.
I'm glad we're on the same page.
What is your favorite holiday?
I love Halloween.
Why?
I love the idea you can be anybody you want to be on
Okay.
Halloween. And growing up, it's just a very nostalgic holiday for me. My family always threw a Halloween party every year with our closest friends and family members. So anytime Halloween is happening, I can't help but think of those very joyous memories that I have from my childhood. So I love Halloween.
So what was the most interesting costume you've ever worn during Halloween? Do you remember?
I will. It's maybe not the most interesting, but when I was younger, I was obsessed with The Wizard of Oz. It used to be my favorite movie. So I love dressing up as Dorothy pretty much every single year. I think my parents loved that because they didn't have to buy a new Halloween costume for me every single year. But every year I was Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz.
Oh, that's cute. So you had a dog too, like Toto?
I did.
That's adorable. Now, what is your favorite music?
It's got to be Taylor Swift.
Of
Of course.
course. Rafa, that was a dumb question. Okay. You should have known better. Okay. Taylor Swift, of course. Hello. What is your favorite word? Word.
Favorite word. Ooh,
Word.
supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Oh my God. You must be a big Julie Andrews fan
I
or
am.
Mary Poppins fan.
Yeah,
Yes, me too. I love Mary Poppins.
yeah.
Mary Poppins.
That's a fun word. I can't say I use it in my everyday vocabulary, but it's
But
a
it's
fun
fun.
one.
It's one of those words too that I memorized when I was a kid because when I watched it the movie a gazillion times, it just stuck in my head.
Uh,
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Now spell supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Go. I'm just kidding.
oh no.
Kidding. Game number three. Would you rather have more time or have more money? I know what you're going to say.
I would say more time, honestly. I think that, time goes by too fast. And here we are with 4 or 5 weeks until Miss
Uh,
USA. And that is just going to go by in a blink of an eye. And although I feel prepared right now for Miss USA, I'm sure I speak for a lot of other ladies competing when I say more time is never a bad thing, but
That's
we're all
right.
ready to go now. So we're ready.
And I think the more time you have, the more money you can make with time.
Okay, there you go. So now we're killing two birds, one stone.
Exactly. Would you rather know all of the world's languages or speak with animals?
I love my fur babies, but going back to my love and passion for traveling, I would have to say speak all the world's languages. And if I become the next Miss USA, I would love to be able to communicate with all of the lovely ladies I'd be competing at Miss Universe with in their native languages, making them feel a lot more comfortable. So, and I do have a passion for actually learning new languages. I took 5 years of Spanish. I am not fluent in Spanish. I wish I could say I was. I don't use it enough in my day-to-day life to consider myself fluent, but I absolutely loved taking Spanish classes, and I did learn to introduce myself in Japanese. So I'm trying to learn a little bit more Japanese. I also decided during COVID that I was going to start trying to learn French. So I downloaded Duolingo on my phone and did a few different French lessons. So I do have that underlying passion to learn different languages and learn about different cultures and immerse myself in those. So I'd have to say, learn all the world's languages.
Wonderful, wonderful. I 100% agree. I would do the same thing too. Now, would you rather be married to a 10 with a bad personality or a 6 with an amazing personality?
Well, I'm fortunate to say I'm marrying a 10 with a
There you
great
go.
personality. But if I had to choose between those two, I'm going to go for the good personality all day, every day. I could not look at somebody who's attractive but does not have a good personality. I think it's important to be able to connect with an individual on that intellectual level and to have that good banter and have that good back and forth conversation. So I would need somebody who's got a good personality.
Would you rather always be 10 minutes late or always be 20 minutes early?
Oh gosh, I get anxiety going anywhere late. I get anxiety sometimes going places on time. I have to be early everywhere I go. So I would much rather always be early.
All right. Well, of course, if you're applying for a job, you don't have any choice but to be early, right?
Well, and I've been taught if you're not 15 minutes early, you're late. That's just kind of bottom
Oh,
line. That's what I've been taught. That's how I've always operated in my everyday life, my professional life, my personal life. So I always try to get everywhere at least 15 minutes early.
oh, okay. That's a wonderful tip. Maybe I should write it down. Okay. All right, done. Would you rather never get angry or never be envious?
Never be envious. I think that comparison is the thief of joy. I think if you are jealous and an envious person, then you are probably comparing yourself to another individual, and that is never going to make you a happy person. Now, on the flip side of that, are you necessarily a happy person if you're angry? No, but I do think that having anger just makes us human, and it's not always that bad to be angry. Sometimes that just means you're passionate.
Right, exactly. And there is such thing as justified anger, and like what you said, if you don't show any sign of anger, that means you're not a normal person. You're totally abnormal. So a little anger is fine. Would you rather be beautiful but stupid or intelligent but ugly?
Intelligent but ugly. I have to be completely transparent with you. I think that this only gets you so far. I think that it can get you to the door. Sometimes it'll open the door, but what gets you through the door and how you experience and deal with the obstacles and the challenges that are on the other side of the door is what's in here and what's up here. So I would much rather have the intelligence.
Wonderful. Great, great, great. Last game, Caroline. Give me a wrong answer.
Oh no.
Okay. Some of the girls that I've interviewed when we play this game, it's one of the most challenging because they never thought of a wrong answer. They always think of a correct answer. So this is going to be a challenge for you, little Missy.
I know, I'm a little nervous for this one.
Oh, he'll be fine. These are really fun, simple questions. Question number one, Caroline, give me the wrong answer. Why do birds sing?
That is so funny.
Wrong answer, baby.
They want to communicate.
Ba-dum-bum. All right. I'll take it. I'll take it.
I'm going to be really bad at this segment.
Number two, wrong answer. Caroline, how do you make cappuccino? I don't know. Show me. How do you make cappuccino?
I'm sitting right next to my Nespresso.
Do you put what in it?
I mean, for me, it's just a pod. I don't have to do very much.
All right, fine. So let it be known that Miss Florida USA does not drink cappuccino, okay?
I don't. I drink espresso. I love a good iced coffee. Don't drink very many cappuccinos.
All right, that's fine. Question number 3, wrong answer. What is the largest planet in our galaxy? Wrong answer.
Pluto, the smallest.
Pluto. You know what? I thought Pluto is no longer a planet. They removed it from the list of planets. I was so pissed.
You asked for a wrong answer.
I know, right? Thank you. Bravo. Good answer. Next one. Who is your worst enemy?
My mother. Clearly, I don't
Answer. See, Phyllis, let it be known that your own daughter, that you are her worst enemy. Okay?
Arch nemesis.
Yes, arch nemesis. Woohoo! Next question, wrong answer. Tell me, where do you go to get a haircut?
If you're a girl, you go to the barber, and if you're a guy, I guess you go to the hair salon.
Okay. Good one. Ba-dum-bum. Next question. Why are humans born naked?
Who said we are?
I like that one. That was a safe answer. It's like, I asked you a question and you responded with a question back. I love it. Thank you. Last one. Wrong answer. Wrong answer. Caroline, tell me, who will win Miss USA 2023? Wrong answer.
Anyone but me.
Bravo. See, girl, you passed. You passed.
Thank you.
Passed this game. You are formidable, transformational contestant for this game. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Listen, I had a fun interview. I know you have a very busy schedule. And, you're constantly preparing, for Miss USA. Now, as far as preparations go, are we all set with your evening gown, with your wardrobe, all that lovely stuff?
Yes, I mean, that is the fun part of the preparation, right? Is getting the elements that make you just feel your most beautiful, most confident self when you get there. So I do have my evening gown. I do have my wardrobe pieces. So very, very excited about all of those. And I can't wait to show everyone at Miss USA. But for now, they'll remain top secret.
Of course, of course. Now, is there going to be state costumes like last year?
It is. I'm very, very excited about that. Mine's currently sitting in the back of my car right now because I don't know what to do with it. That is going to be the next task to conquer, is how am I going to get this state costume to Reno? So
is it really huge? Is it really big?
it fills up the entire back seat of my car. So
God, it's huge.
it's relatively big.
Well, why don't you just rent one of these U-Haul trucks that you can drag across country?
I did think about that. Unfortunately, I think that would be very tiring, and I'm trying to maintain most of my energy before the week. So going to fly, just figuring out if I should ship the costume beforehand or if I should somehow pack it into a large suitcase or box and get it there that way. We'll figure it out.
Well, let's hope it doesn't get lost, because some of these costumes get lost during the journey. You know what I mean? So I hope you have a plan B or option B.
I mean, I think the costume would look beautiful without the back piece if necessary. So I guess that will be my plan B, is I just won't have that. But I think it's going to look spectacular, and we'll get it there one way or another.
Well, I'm sure you are very, very excited to meet all your fellow Miss USA sisters, but who among them are you looking to meet the most?
Oh gosh, that is so hard. I have, especially within this last week, I feel like we have talked so much in our group chat, and I've talked a lot with them one-on-one throughout Instagram DMs. I've talked a lot with Nebraska recently. Mimi, she is so beautiful, so excited to meet her. I've been told that we have very similar personalities and we'll get along really well. I also cannot wait to meet Manju, Oregon, because she is an astronaut, and I just visited Kennedy Space Center for an appearance the other day and learned so much about astronauts while I was there. So now I can't wait to get to Miss USA and pick her brain and learn all the things. Who else? I really am looking forward to meeting Georgia, because you know that Florida-Georgia line always has a pretty close bond.
Yes.
And I have met New York and Maryland. They are both beautiful, lovely girls. I'm actually getting ready to see them this week. So looking forward to strengthening those bonds as well. But I have to say, I'm just excited to meet everyone. I think that we all have something really fresh and exciting that we bring to the table. And like you said, it is a very competitive year, and it's going to be tough, but it is going to be exhilarating and motivating and inspiring. And I just can't wait to get there and experience it all.
So should you win Miss USA 2023, what food will you eat first?
Well, there's a quick turnaround for Miss Universe for whoever wins Miss USA.
That's true. I didn't think about that. So Miss USA is September 29th, and Miss Universe is November 18th, right?
Yes, yes.
And
So, I mean, I will let myself indulge, but probably for one night. It'll probably be like a chocolate cake or ice cream of some sort. But then the next day, we're back on the grind preparing for Miss Universe.
You know, you can always wash down the chocolate cake with Diet Coke, you know, and all the tap water that you need.
Exactly.
Listen, I had a wonderful time getting to know you, and I'm sure the rest of the world as well. And I think there's no way that you cannot be in the top. You have to be in the top. Definitely, because you're just amazing. You're beautiful inside and out, and you're just eloquent. You're very intelligent. You're smart. You're everything that this organization actually needs. And so I cannot thank you enough for taking your time, your busy schedule, to grant me this opportunity to get to know you and to interview you. And hopefully, you know, I may be able to see you at Miss USA and cheer for you. Okay.
I would love that.
Now, before I let you go, is there a message that you would like to convey to your fans, friends, and followers who are watching all over the world?
I just have to say thank you so much. I mean, every single day I am left speechless by the number of Instagram DMs, the number of comments and likes that I receive on all of the things that I post. I mean, there are so many individuals around the globe, people who I've never even met before, who have just been the most kind, supportive individuals. And so I truly, genuinely feel that I would not be the person I am today without the love and support that I have received from you all. So from the very bottom of my heart, I have to say thank you and just express so much gratitude. And I hope to make you all very proud at Miss USA, and hopefully I will come home with that national crown so that I can make you even prouder representing you all on the Miss Universe stage.
Go Florida! Cheer for your girl, Miss Florida USA, come Miss USA 2023 pageant in Reno, Tahoe, Nevada on September 29th. Okay, tune in on, I think it's going to be shown on Roku channel.
We have not been told yet.
Nope,
it has not been confirmed where people will be watching. But as soon as I have that information, I will be sure to get it out there on all my social media platforms. So be sure to follow me and tune in when we do have that very exciting news.
That's amazing. And please follow Caroline's journey to Miss USA. Your Instagram is Miss FL USA for Miss Florida USA, or simply Caroline Dixon on Instagram. So I'm going to put all your accounts in the chat, in the description box below, so people can follow you. Okay. And once this video is uploaded, I'm going to share it, and you can share it with your followers so people can see how gorgeous and stunning Miss Florida USA is.
Well,
Okay.
I have to tell you before we get off, I just want to say thank you so much for this. I realized I actually don't think I've done a live interview since I was crowned Miss Florida USA, and I was crowned back in May. So I'm honored that you invited me on to do this. And I just can't thank you enough for this opportunity to share my heart with the world. So thank you. And you have such an impressive page and platform. So kudos to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Caroline. And you know what? You also made history because you're the first Miss Florida USA I've interviewed. And it looks like a Barbie too. Yay.
Oh, thank you.
Listen, we're going to keep in touch, and
Yeah.
I'm going to be following your journey. And if you need any help, if you need any advice, let me know, ping me, whatever. And then, we'll talk. So for the time being, I wish you the best of luck. I'm going to give you like the biggest digital Massachusetts hug ever.
Big
Okay.
hugs to you.
And digital kisses and stuff. And thank you, people, for watching. And please follow Caroline on her journey to Miss USA, and tune in for Miss USA 2023 on September 29th. So have a wonderful weekend, baby girl, and God bless you, and take care. And you are just awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. Have
Thank
a good
you.
night, everyone.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. Take care.